you can then perform it with your eyes closed to turn it into 100% feel. Again, I interpret this discomfort as muscle memory. Something that you will then become very familiar with, very comforted by when you swing a golf club. Focus on the commitment to contact and not the result. This is what you've got control over. The commitment to strike. Commitment to a powerful compressed strike. That's what we have control over. The drills give you the feeling of the good movements in the swing. The commitment to the strike is the mindset required for when you take it to the golf course. So the golf course has got all these distractions. Narrow fairways, out of bounds, water, bunkers. So it's so negative, but think about it this way. Think about it as you're the hunter with the rifle. All we can do is get a good understanding of how we hold the gun, how we squeeze the trigger, how we breathe, and make sure that the aiming, the sights are all perfectly tuned. That's the golf swing angles that we've just talked about. Let's assume that that's the rifle and the holding and the breathing and the thought process, the looking at the ball, the committing. That's this. Now there's a great herd of deer there that we're aiming at. Pick out one. We don't just look down the fairway and go, well, that's wide enough. We've got to pick out a small target. Your eye operates, or your mind does, by picking a small target and setting up to that. So pick up a safe line. So a fairway might be so wide, there'll be a safe line favouring the shape that you naturally hit. So pick a point, pick a tree in a distance on line with that point in the fairway. Draw it back through the ball so you can aim it like so. There's no point, back to the hunter here, there's no point just aiming generally in that herd of deer and pulling the trigger. We'll probably miss all of them. You pick out one and focus on that one. You're oblivious to the rest. So focus on that one area. Doesn't matter about the distractions down there. You're focusing on one spot. You're drawing that line back to your ball and the club, and you're setting yourself up around that. You've picked a spot. It's only a matter of a foot or two in front of the ball that you've aimed your club to. So we don't worry about that now. We don't care how narrow it is, or the water, or the outer bounds, or the bunkers, the hazards. We really don't care. You've almost got to swear to yourself you care that little about it. I don't give a foxtrot about that, right? You don't care. Don't give a monkeys. I'm back in my comfort zone now, my relatable zone, should I say, of the feeling I want to put on and the striking feeling of a good strike. That's forward in my mind, that feeling. But I know the movement to put on for that ball turf strike. I've aimed. I've done my bit. That's number 3, remember, the target. 1 and 2 first, 1 being the feeling. So I've set up. I perform my drills, right? I know the feeling that I can conjure up or relate to. Get back in the forefront of my mind. I can get that feeling, the blueprint I call it, and you're going to try and copy that best you can. The marking system. You're going to give it your 10 out of 10 marking efforts on that blueprint with that feeling of a good committed strike. Bang! Get that first. Do the 1, get the 2. You've got a good chance of it going down the fairway to number 3. So that's how you take it to the golf course, that sort of process.